How are you guys doing today? And how are you liking it so far? Did you guys catch the video that played earlier today? I have the pleasure of moderating this awesome panel, and I promise I'm going to get the name right. Let's see, Captain... And they're already making fun of me. Let's see, the Sparkleslamaroo Extravaganza. Thank you very much. My name is James Duvall. I am a member of Dig, Build, Live. I mainly do on the side of writing and editing. I also do the voice of the skeleton. Thank you. It's a lot of work. But without further ado, I'm going to bring out one of our, each guy one at a time. So the first one I'm going to bring out is a dear friend of mine, one of the greatest artists I've ever known. We're going to start with David Steele, also known as Bootstrap Buckaroo. Let's take a look at some of the videos that David has worked on in the past. Do we have any audio to go with it? There we go. Thank you. All right, how about that?
So, who's next?
I think the next one we've got up on stage should be a little guy named Stephen Davis, also known as Slamacow. Let's hear it. We're also going to watch a video of Stephen's. All right, let's hear something for Steven. All right, last and certainly not least, the guy that probably got us all together in the first place, none other than Captain Sparkles. All right, how was that? All right, so I think we can start with a few questions here. Let's get it started with, well, I guess everybody should be wondering, how did this all begin?
Or me.
Let's go Jordan or David.
Okay, so I had seen a video by a group called the Shaft Podcast, and they had put together this music video called In Search of Diamonds, and I thought it was really awesome, and I wanted to make something sort of similar to that on my own. So that's where TNT came from. The first clip that was played in my animation role was the intro to TNT, which is the first music video that I did. And after that one was released, I sort of wanted to raise the bar on the visuals, because looking back on it, it's pretty basic stuff. It was mostly just gameplay footage, not much animation, except what I was able to piece together with my inadequate Blender skills. So I'd seen an animation that David posted on YouTube a little over, it's probably like 2.5 years ago. And I messaged him, didn't hear back at first, and then it was through a mutual contact that I was able to finally get in contact. He relented and was kind enough to speak with me, and from there...
I turned him down on the first attempt.
But he was kind enough to speak to me, and from there we started talking. He was kind enough to lend me the 3D models and rigs for the second music video, which is Revenge. And then the next time around, I was like, hey, would you be interested in actually participating in the animation? Would you be willing to lend a hand there? And
Okay.
so he graciously decided to lend a hand there, and then since then he's helped out, and then finally on Take Back the Night, Slamaroo was kind enough to lend his hand as well.
I was honored.
Well, thank you. So the team is sort of grown as time has gone by, and it's pretty awesome to see.
Anything else you want to add, Dave?
Am I expecting to say something that I'm missing?
No, of course not. All right. So, Dave, what got you into animating Minecraft? So we saw the first video with the one with the toilet. So what? why Minecraft? Why then? And why?
For me, it was kind of an inside joke because James here is actually the one that brought Minecraft to my attention. And at the office at work, I decided to do a little animation, and it was that based upon Minecraft's water dynamics, which I found ridiculous, hence the MinePea video. And nothing was made after that for almost a year after that point, because it was just an inside kind of joke at our work. But I noticed that Minecraft popularity itself was growing, because at the time, in early alpha stages, it was pretty unknown at that point when I did that animation, Minecraft itself. And then it was gaining popularity, and it's like, you know what, since Minecraft characters are kind of simple to make in an animation production format, everything's made out of blocks, I'll make some cartoons. So I made a couple animated shorts using the Minecraft theme and look and everything. And from then on, I just kept on revising the rigs and assets and kept developing it and eventually turning that into a cartoon series.
You've revised the rigs a few times.
Just a few times.
Just quite a few times.
All right, Stephen. So walk us through your why you got started with on your channel. So apparently I was wrong. I made the assumption. I looked on YouTube and looked for his first video on YouTube, which was experiencing Skyblock. If any of you have watched it, and then I realized it was not your first video, right? So why don't you go ahead and tell us which one it is and how you got into it?
The first video is Mob Saloon, which was actually uploaded on my old channel. It was called Slamacow. And then I made a new channel called Slamacow Creations. But how I got started was I was in college and studying computer science. And I had a hobby of making videos and teaching myself graphics and stuff like that. And I got myself 3ds Studio Max. And I wanted to teach myself 3D. So I took up a couple projects, some of them video game related. I did like a Space Invaders video on the old channel. And then I was also in Minecraft for like a year. Like I got in like right before beta, I think. And I was already playing that. And nothing really came to me about making an animation about it because I was just learning and stuff. And then I saw Revenge. And I'm like, Minecraft's made out of blocks. I think I could try. Challenge? Challenge. And it's blocks. How hard could it be? It's pretty hard. I struggled because I was teaching myself, but this was a good way to give myself a project and start learning it. So I went through tutorials, how to texture, how to do simple rigging. The rigs were just very, just like Minecraft, just arms going up and down, head and stuff. And so if you've seen Mob Saloon, it's just camera work, basically, and a short little story. Not really a story, but kind of a punchline at the end. But
Moving pictures, they call it.
but that's basically what started.
Great.
Revenge. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's just go through real quick. Just how were you introduced to Minecraft, the game, the getting started?
So I was shown it by a friend who makes YouTube videos. His channel is Scene Anners, and he. And he had been watching some Let's Play videos on YouTube, and we were playing a game one night, and he's like, "Oh my God, I've just found this amazing game. There are chickens, and there are blocks, and there are pigs, and you have to try it. It's amazing." And so I tried it after that pitch that I couldn't possibly turn down, and. My first experience on it was multiplayer creative survival, which was in browser back in alpha. It was looks a lot different than it does today, but nonetheless, it was sort of like a virtual Lego experience at that point. And from there, I tried out the survival and also tried out some multiplayer survival servers, and it just sort of kept going from there. When I posted videos on YouTube, people were like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," and it sort of just became this whole domino effect of everyone loving it, and I enjoyed it tremendously myself, and that's where it came from.
Awesome. Stephen?
I heard Minecraft, I think, from a couple of friends, just on Facebook. Sometimes people post a picture, oh, I found this new game called Minecraft. And at one point I was curious, and I think I did a YouTube search on like what's Minecraft, and I ran into X's video. I think it was on Machinima, and it showed how to survive your first night, and it just really intrigued me. It was just, it's a game you don't usually see. You usually see the I guess the higher graphics ones and stuff like that. But I really liked the retro look of it, and I just got hooked on watching Let's Plays on it. So I went through like X's whole Let's Play through it, and then I moved on to CNanners, and then I finally decided to actually get the game. It was just addicting watching people play it. It's amazing, and yeah, just simple as that. I just heard from word of mouth.
Well, Dave, we did kind of address that.
Yeah,
if
you
want
brought it to the and I didn't like it at first.
Yeah, no, I came across it early on, probably right around the same time these guys did, and I think it was PC Gamer that turned me on to it. And I fell in love with it, but then trying to convince other people to play a game that didn't have an objective, I guess, was a little difficult. Of course, they said, well, how do you win?
What do I do?
You build stuff. Okay. So I slowly got these guys going. Same with Jordan. We were all on the same Minecraft server, building stuff and, living through this guy. I'm sure you always have a friend of yours that will love to make modifications, or I got something really cool planned. I'm going to make this better. And then he wipes out half of what you've been building. So that's David.
I'm the culprit of that.
So yeah, we've loved the game for a long time, and it's really cool to be doing videos with these guys. So, talk about their some of their future projects. Steven, I think one of the first videos I saw of yours was earthbending, which, of course, I'm a huge fan of The Last Airbender and Korra. So I want to ask you, do you think you're ever going to come back and revisit that?
Yes.
Yeah, more than hopefully.
So I right after finishing that video, I actually wanted to go move on and do another element. But the problem was to do pretty good fire simulation, it needs some pretty expensive plugins. But I met a friend named Justin, or Cthulhian CG, and he had this program which was called Fume Effects, and he was going to help me do the firebending one, but it kind of got delayed a lot. Other projects kept coming in, but hopefully within the next few months I'll do a firebending one. So.
Great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet.
All right, and Jordan, take back the night. We're looking to continue.
That is partially up to David. Would anyone like to see a continuation of that storyline?
I don't know. Is that enough?
I guess I could maybe look at my schedule and see if I can squeeze it in.
Thank you, everyone.
That helps. And then David, so we haven't mentioned it other than at the very beginning. We all have a piece and hand in Dig, Build, Live. We've been a little bit behind in our release. If you haven't already kind of seen, obviously he's been one of the major players in a couple of videos. There's only one person here, so but we are slowly coming along. We've got episode 6, and is there something you want to show them?
Well, I guess I can show you guys a little something. It's a rough cut. There's just some voice work audio in it, but I think we can show a MIDI chunk of it.
Rough,
all right.
Rough cut?
Rough cut of some sort.
Rough cut? All right, we're going to have
Shall
that
we
video
roll
play
the
now.
clip?
Possibly.
Yeah, it would be time right now. Maybe.
So James, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Did you see
How
the
you
video
doing,
this
Steven?
morning?
Pretty good.
Awesome. There we go.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, there's no sound effects. Everything's really dry without sound effects.
So why don't you, while this is
No, we're still good.
playing-
It's all part of the plan.
Why don't you walk us through a little bit? Just give us a
So in
little
the sequence
background
here,
of
Tim is basically having his, the main character is having his residence.
Boys, fix that TNT.
Excuse me, sir, I was talking. Basically these guys move in and do some terraforming and start changing at his landscape without his permission, basically. So some baron comes in, some railroad tycoon bought this land and now is basically converting it over to getting ready for a metropolis. Don't feel sad for the zombie.
Here's a little going away present for your mantle.
just a little more.
And then we have a local by our office did some voices for us on the previous episode, and he did such a great job that we ended up giving him basically a character of his own.
Smell the ledge is spreading out so far and wide. Oh my goodness! I just adore the soon-to-be penthouse views. We look at all these darling workers running about, digging holes and building things. Absolutely precious. Has our little squatter vacated the Baron's premises? It appears not. Well, mister, come along with me and you and I are gonna have a little chat. Ah, Reginald! Property of the Baron Cobbleblock. It seems your humble hovel has obstructed our minor terraforming construction. We have noticed it abundantly distributed, informing the locals of this area of the Tri-Continental Rail being installed, along with my boutiques. As you can see, we're laying out the land for Cuberly Hill. Ah, look at it, so beautiful. Beautiful! Well, I'd love to mingle.
Work in progress.
But there's a sun is setting, and I do have other pressing matters at hand. Toodles, twirls, and take cares. Au revoir.
So I can
Reginald, chop chop.
All right, time to log off. Rest your cubes for an early morrow.
We promise there will be a little more sound effects, a little more footage, and maybe even some music.
I was actually working on that on the plane ride on the way
Yeah.
here. Problem was with lack of sleep, I didn't get very far.
Yeah, and if anybody can see, it's pretty hard to see. He's got a laptop about this big, so I felt pretty bad for the guy in front of him as the whole chair kind of leaned back when he put it on there. But plane shifted. Yeah, plane shifted. It's crazy. Well, that's great. Let's see, Jordan. So back to you. You had about three, or I'm getting the count right, hopefully, 3 videos where you chose to do a parody. On the 4th one, you decided to make some original content. So, want to speak to why you did that?
So on the parody we did of Gangnam Style, which is the second to last music video, apparently the folks at Universal and Sony Music don't have the same thoughts that you do. And they didn't appreciate it, and someone there flagged it and took it down. So we had a little issue there. At the time, we were still sort of contemplating the idea of doing original songs, because original, in the long run, does have far more potential to go big. So after Minecraft Style got taken down, it was sort of a wake-up call, like, hey, yeah, going in the direction of originals is probably the best choice here. And so it was sort of nerve-wracking with Take Back the Night, since it was our first try at an original, seeing well, are people gonna be as receptive? Are they gonna like it as much? Or seeing as it's not based off of something everyone's super familiar with already, are they just gonna write it off? And fortunately, it seemed to do super well. Hopefully you guys liked it.
Did you guys like it?
Mission accomplished.
All right. Can you guys just give me a quick, what's your favorite Minecraft video? And it doesn't necessarily need to be animated, but let's start with you, Dave.
All right, thanks. Put the pressure on me.
You know, I supplied these questions at least like 12 hours in advance. You'd think they'd look, but...
My favorite one, actually, I never admitted this to Steven. My favorite one is actually one of the ones that Steven did. And it's the race one with the 3 pigs. That's actually my favorite short of all the ones that I've seen on YouTube.
Thank you.
No problem, pal.
Steve?
So favorite Minecraft video?
Yeah, not just some random video on YouTube.
Cat videos.
I really liked Fallen Kingdom. You guys did. I still love that video.
Aw, thanks.
Your guy's going to get angry with me, but I didn't like it.
Yeah,
You know, he worked on it,
that.
right? So it is one of my favorite videos too. So
Let's see. For me, there's a really old video. It's, I don't know, it was back in alpha, and this dude, he builds a wooden house, and he's giving a tour of it, and so proud of the construction he just made, and he goes to the fireplace, and he's like, I'm going to go light a fire. This is going to be great. And it burns down his entire house. And the entire video, he's just freaking out about it, and it's the best.
that was one of the videos that got me to play Minecraft, was watching that guy trying to put out the fire that burns down his whole house. Yeah. So sad. So guys, what's your favorite thing about working on these videos? We'll start again with you, Jordan.
I think that especially just learning all the new things that have to do with animation, David he's a guru with all things art and media, and his talent goes far beyond just Minecraft animations.
Key Willikers, man.
So yeah, just you learn so much doing this stuff. I had no real animation background. I guess I like being creative, and from that it gave me the motivation to try doing this, and fortunately people have been kind enough to put up with me asking questions and the learning process, and it's been really cool.
Great. Steven?
Sorry, I'm blanking. What was the question again?
The long hours.
Oh,
What is the favorite
okay,
thing?
that just brought back to me then. No, not the long hours. Just the bare bone animation process. It's just so cool seeing, like, you have the challenge of, you want your character to do this, and then you try a way, and if it doesn't work that way, or try another way. It's kind of how I learned. I kind of just, if this tutorial didn't really work, it showed me a few things, but it didn't really do what I wanted, so I would go back and try to mess with it and try to figure out some other stuff. But yeah, I think just the animation process, and David's been showing me a lot of new stuff with Maya, and like you said, he's a guru.
We don't all have to heap praise onto David. It could just be about
No,
you guys.
keep bringing it on, man. Push my ego. As for me, the same question as well, then?
Yes. What is your favorite part? Me
I
looking
can
over
tell you
your
what I
shoulder
don't
and
like.
going, "What are
He
you
loves
doing?"
teaching us.
I'm on the other end. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that works. Actually, you know what? That would be it. I enjoy instructing animation to other people who have, interest, a drive into it. And for me, the main reason I was using the Minecraft stuff, because doing full-fledged production for 3D takes large teams. And with the Minecraft being that the elements in Minecraft, the worlds, the characters and stuff are simplified and everything made out of this pixely cubes, it makes it in a form that's obtainable and doesn't take years and years to do a short. With a small team, you can just bust out an animation and you'll be able to see your results. Where often in 3D animation, you need a larger team, you need expensive hardware, and doing the Minecraft animation kind of put everything into grasp where I can make a short, I can add sound to it, I can see it full-fledged, the public can see it, and being able to do that with just a single person or just a couple people is what I like about it.
Nice. Thank you. Okay, let's. You have to pick up your mic again. So let's just go through, go back down, and just say what you're looking to accomplish, or our respective channels. Like, what would you like to see come out on your channels in the next year or so? And we'll start with. Oh, Jordan's going to go first.
Sure. Well, a lot of people seem to really be interested in a follow-up to Take Back the Night, so maybe something like that.
All right, I'll do it.
As far as like super long term, I would love to try to, I don't know, put something together that's fully original from the ground up. But I mean that would probably be
Time.
Yeah, that would take a lot of time, and it would probably be something that would involve a team, and I'm not sure if that would end up on my channel or go to like a movie festival or something. So anyway.
Great. Steven?
I would like to, since Minecraft, I've been still learning, a lot of animation techniques, but I've kind of hit a wall. I don't know, hit a wall or something. I just want to try expanding my skills. So probably pretty far in the future, maybe a year or two, I want to try to tackle something original.
Beyond blocks?
Beyond blocks.
That's blasphemous.
But I want to continue the Minecraft animations. I still have a lot of ideas I want to do and collaborations I want to do with people. But I'm already starting to, since I'm having free time now, I'm still animating Minecraft, but at nights or something, I'm teaching myself, looking at tutorials and how to rig and model and writing a story. And hopefully I'll get something original on the channel as well. I think it'd be really cool to try that. Just, put something on a demo reel as well and go for that.
Very cool. You want to talk about Dig, Build, Live?
All right. So the original concept for Dig, Build, Live was, like my previous answer regarding it, is the fact that this puts animation in grasp for doing full-fledged production with just a couple people, being that the assets are pretty simple. Everything's blocks. So Dig, Build, Live started out basically as an experiment. Can this be done? I don't know. The only way to figure it out is to devote some time in, and the hours and the hours and more hours into it to see if it'll work. So it was a long kind of group stringing process of building something, and it doesn't quite work, take it down, build something else, doesn't quite work, and developing and changing rigs and stuff like that until I get to a point where I have the streamlined process where something can be used once in a production run. So for me, getting Dig, Build, Live off the ground, using this small-scale production into like a full-fledged animation or cartoon is kind of my goal at this point. It's on its way there, and kind of took a sabbatical over the summer because I was kind of stuck in a spot where I'm at the point where Dig, Build, Live works in the sense of production costs and development teams and stuff like that. But now it's at the point where it's like, okay, I know it works, but do I want to continue this? So I was kind of in the realm of, well, if I put both my feet in, then I got to go full steam ahead on it. So I was kind of in a back and forth area where I couldn't determine if I wanted to continue it or not. But after the views and the responses and the high demands of asking where the next episode is, some of them were quite violent.
Nobody's in this room that has been.
No, of course, I've heard there's nobody even culprit in here. Convinced me, it's like, all right, I'll continue it. So, being that Stephen was busy and Jordan was busy, it was like, well, I guess I'm all by myself on this one. So I kickstarted episode 6 to start production again. And then we moved on to 7 and 8. And we actually have quite a few episodes in current development to continue the series. So I'd like to say that the series seems like it will continue. So.
Sounds great. We asked on Twitter for any questions. We got a couple back, and then we got about 3 minutes, and then we're gonna actually turn it over to you guys. You'll see there's microphones in the aisles, and we'll start taking questions from you guys. Okay. So, guys, the first one. Bear with me. This is Twitter speak, so it might be a little off. Kyle Johnson would like to know, how much effort would you say is enough effort for an animation? They take hard work. Anybody want to respond to that one?
They take too much time. I guess that's the amount of effort you put into it is time.
Yeah, time. Yeah.
So that's the most demanding part. So time.
Time. Okay.
How much
All right.
time you put into it?
It requires a lot of work to make it look good. I don't know.
Okay, maybe we filter that question out.
We seem to push it more each time, though, but we have to.
You never want to be comfortable, right? You
Yeah.
guys always want to add more complexity just to make it harder and more interesting.
Yeah, I take
right?
back the night. We actually went over.
I made
Yeah.
David angry at the end because we'd be going back and looking at shots, and I'd be like, oh, hey, there's this thing that we may have sort of missed. There's a boo-boo there.
We're done.
And then...
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. So it was basically like on the verge of being released, and there was this last scene, and the finished render was complete, and Jordan spotted it, and there was a huge mistake on the last scene. I didn't even notice it, but luckily I had another version of that take that I ended up kind of After Effects together quickly. I was like, all right, go to bed.
It was a
Done.
good workaround. You had a slow-mo version to something that was
I didn't
gonna be
tell him what was
played in-
going on or anything, if I had a solution for it or anything. So he was just kind of like on the cliffhanger. It's like, I can't push this out without this being done. And then 2 a.m. in the morning, something showed up. Boop.
Yeah, it was while I was at PAX, and I was just hanging out in the hotel room,
All right.
Tangent there.
One more, one more quick question. Maybe we already kind of discussed this, but Georgia Hedges would like to know if we would ever make a short film on Minecraft. Do we want to consider making a longer Dig Build Live, or?
Probably go something different, but that depends on everybody else in this group, I guess.
I mean,
Now the pressure's on you, yeah, see?
it's on me now. Did I suddenly become master animator here? I'd love to do something longer form. We'll see what time allows for. There's so many things we'd all like to do, but time is never in our favor, really. So we'll see.
All right, great. Stephen, go. Oh,
It'd be a good
Stephen,
challenge.
go. It's 40 seconds. All right, well, we're going to turn it over to questions. I'm assuming the mics are live. Let's start over here, or over there first.
What does Captain Sparkles use to record?
Just regular videos?
Yeah, like Easy Vid, or what do you use to record?
I use a program called DxTory.
What's it called?
DxTory.
Okay. Are you gonna have autographs after this?
We'll address that at the end.
Yeah,
But yes,
we'll talk
we
about
will.
it at the end.
Maybe.
All right, and over here?
Hi Jordan. Where is it from my life?
I promise that it will happen. I have traveled a lot lately, and it's all excuses, I know, and I should have done it by now, and I should be held fully accountable for that. So it will be done eventually.
All right, let's go over here.
In Minecraft, do you like wolves or ocelots better?
All right. The wolves. The cats annoy me. They won't shut up.
He killed all my cats.
I killed all the James cats.
I had at least like 3 ocelots, and I thought I was doing well and protecting myself from creepers. And then the next day I come in, and they're not meowing anymore. And
I hated going to my bed or the inventory chests, and cats were meowing and couldn't
Oh yeah,
sleep.
that, and they would stay.
I would actually take his cats and bury a hole underground, and then push all his cats into the hole, and then bury his cats. back up. Just to dampen the sound.
Steven?
I say woes. I remember my first experience when finding them and then taming them and then having them follow me. I just like that. Loyal.
Okay.
Should I choose ocelots just for the sake of being contrary?
No!
No, I'm hearing mixed responses here. I think I would probably go with. Oh man, now I'm gonna lose whichever
be a hypocrite.
I choose.
What about slimes?
I shouldn't have done it. I like slimes. Nah.
All right, let's go over here.
What is your favorite for all of you? What's your favorite video that you've ever done on your channel? It doesn't have to be animated or whatever.
Take back the night, probably.
I like the Battle of the Biz one just because I like animating to music, and In the Hall of the Mountain Key was one of my favorite ones, and I thought that turned out great. It was just a simple scene, with two villagers going at each other, one up each other, and I really like that one.
That was a beautiful display of manual physics animation.
All hand keyframed, right? How do you say it?
What's that?
Hand keyed.
Hand keyframe?
Hand keyframe, yeah.
Yeah.
No physics simulation. Yeah.
Manual label. Mine is kind of inappropriate. It's on my channel.
Yeah, let's say the Dig Build Live channel. Let's stick
Oh
with
yeah,
that
that's
channel.
awesome. You should go visit that, not my personal channel.
So what would be your favorite video of Dig Build Live?
It's the one on my channel is my favorite.
All right, we're just going to skip past him.
If you go to my channel, Bootstrap Buckaroo, you might find it. Parent advisory, perhaps.
Maybe. All right, over here.
I really haven't made any videos yet, and I was wondering how you actually make them. And
Let me, real quick, we'll answer it up here, but I just want to put a shameless plug in. We also, two of the three guys, not Jordan, will be also on an animators panel animating Minecraft?
Yeah.
Tomorrow at, you think I know these things? 4 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Sorry, 3 o'clock. You'll come too late if you come in. So we'll go a little more in depth and into the animation process. But go ahead, Jordan. Do you want to start?
Do you mean animated videos or just recording gameplay?
I mean, anything. I mean, I just don't know really.
I mean, there's a bit of a difference between the two. When you're just wanting to record gameplay, you get a screen capture program like DxStory, Fraps, something like that, and you play and you press F9 and you can talk into a microphone at the same time if you have that, and that's basically the process there. When it comes to animation, you'll need an animation program like Maya, 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, Blender is even a good starting point. And there are tutorials and documentation online. There's so much to go through.
Yeah, it's a rocky path. A lot of folks think they can just jump into it. If they draw, always helps, but it's still software, and software comes with a gigantic instruction manual. So you're still limited in that gigantic instruction manual software laden piece of equipment, I guess.
And software-wise, I usually start with Google Docs, and then I go into Maya for the 3D stuff. Stuff gets rendered out there into After Effects, where it's composited, where it's all color correction, any post effects and stuff like that. Then it's exported from that into Premiere, which is a video editing software, and then it's just exported from there for an upload. So it goes through a couple programs before seeing the final version.
It's never a straight path.
Yep. Great. Thank you. All right, over here.
How'd you guys come up with your names?
Jordan.
Mine was more or less a dare because I had a more inappropriate channel name before that, and I was like contemplating switching it. And so yeah, I was just having a conversation again with Scene Anders, and he dared me like, hey, you should change your name to Captain Sparkles, and I was like, oh, yeah, I guess if I'm going to change my name, I can do that, because I didn't really know that it would lead to, hey, people here know me as Captain Sparkles. But here we are.
So I like a show called Adventure Time, and I remember seeing the pilot a long time ago. I think it was on the internet, and I think it was aired on Nickelodeon at one time. So I was waiting for the first episode, and that was back in 2011. And I think the first episode, I think Slumber Party Panic, the main character Finn yelled out "Slamacow" after doing a math problem. I think he's like super excited, and me and my brother like just laughed at that. I was like, I was also wanting to create a YouTube channel, so I'm like, I'll just call it Slamacow, and then I started uploading random videos to it. But it just came to this, I guess.
Mine came from Team Fortress 2. So I had a short run playing Team Fortress 2 when it first came out, first couple of months, before hats and all that other mumbo jumbo. Yeah. When it was nice and simple, and all you had to do was blow stuff up.
I played it before it was free to play.
Yeah. I had to pay for my copy, right? That's what we're supposed to say.
Yeah. But I was always engineer. So I would always record audio when I was doing it. And I just do like a hillbilly voice all the time when I was doing, the engineer. And that name just stuck, Bootstrap Buckaroo. And then I used it for a screen name for YouTube. And then it's like, oh, great, Captain Sparkles. I guess I'm stuck with it.
Awesome. All right, over here.
Have any of you ever given up a project, like started like saying, I'm not going to do this, or you started recording not
No.
Never, huh? Never.
I
did.
think more than the projects that I actually released have been unfinished.
Well, I mean, for that, Dave goes through a lot of revisions and makes a lot of changes and sees what's works.
And then halfway
and
through,
what
it's like,
doesn't.
I don't like it, and then I never.
And then he
release
gets
it.
bored and then trashes
There's actually
it
a couple ones that I've released that were midway through and I abandoned, either got busy with other work or whatever it may be. But yeah, those are on my channel as well, a couple of those. But I think I have quite a fruit basket of unfinished stuff.
Even as a painter, he will literally be painting and then wipe it completely off.
Yeah, I'll just start painting over it with something else.
Steven?
Yeah, there's a couple animations that just sometimes you just see it, and you have it in your head, you write it down. But then when you start animating, and you're starting to see what it would actually look like. It's just sometimes you're like, oh, this is not going to work, or you lose motivation for it. And sometimes just get a breather, a break, and then or just work on their project, and sometimes go back to it too.
I had a couple shorts that I had tried that when I started animating them, they didn't turn out how I thought they were going to look, because everything you picture in your head is really grand and amazing, and then when you actually see it on the computer screen, you're like, oh, I didn't actually execute what I was envisioning there. So another example is when I was starting on Revenge. Before I got a hold of David, I was trying to use Blender for it, and in retrospect, had I continued on that path, Revenge would not have been all that good. It would have been a really crude animation, and I
couldn't let him go with what he had. That's when I finally gave in. It's like, all right, I'll help you on the video.
So I scrapped what I had made in Blender, and we started over.
Great. All right, over here.
Will you do a backflip, Jordan?
Oh, I don't know up here. I don't know if it's
I don't
safe.
think there's actually, and so this is gonna sound like a cop-out, but I actually hurt my back a few days ago lifting something. It really is gonna sound like a cop-out, but it really hurt. And
Yeah,
it's
I
still
saw
kind
it.
of there.
It's true. Yeah.
Thanks for really supporting me.
No
here.
problem.
Sorry, bud. Over here.
What program do you use for animating? Is it free? And if it's not, how much does it cost? And do you have any tips for it?
What I use is it's an industry standard tool, which is Maya, and it's expensive, but there is Blender, which can equal the amount of end result for animation. Like you get the same amount of quality from it. Blender is completely free and open source, and you can go from start to finish of an animation completely in Blender. The reason why I use Maya, because I use it for work as well. So for me, it's easier just to use the software that I'm familiar with. I've used Blender before, and I have no qualms with Blender at all. It can get the same results that we're actually working on in Maya. So if you want to go start taking the path of 3D animation, go with Blender. It's free, open source, and the community is extremely helpful.
yeah, community. There's many tutorials out there in the Blender community that you can just basically learn everything. It's really great.
Also, if you're a university student, Autodesk has an education program, and you can, I think, download most of their software through their education program.
Great. Thank you. Over here. Posing for a picture first.
No, I'm taking a video for my YouTube channel really quick. Oh, look, my big bushy hair is on the big screen. Okay. So this question is directed to Jordan. Can you reenact my brand?
Do it. Can you be the female voice?
Okay, I'll try. 1-800-contacts just arrived, and I think they have your brand.
1-800-contacts. They can't have my brand.
Look with your special eyes.
My brand!
Thank you.
Hey, look, somebody got him to blush. That's awesome. All right, let's go over here.
I actually have 2 questions for the whole panel. What current PC do you use? Or I should say, what current computer?
As far as specifications go, because I don't go and buy a particular just brand that puts all the parts in. There are companies that will build PCs for you. You can select all the parts and they put it together. So my current PC has an Intel i7-3970X, which is a hex core processor. And it also has an NVIDIA GTX Titan as the graphics card and 24 gigs of RAM. And those
Slightly
are
overkill.
Those are the specs.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I did all my animations all the way up to QBLAN using a laptop, like a $400 laptop, and it had like an i3 and like 6 gigs of RAM, and I was able to get by past that. But later then I upgraded to one that had a quad-core i7, and I think it's like a GTX 660 graphics card, and I think those are the most important parts with when animating and rendering.
I use a Tandy 4000.
I don't think most of the people in this room know what that is.
I went to Radio Shack. That was my birthday. I got myself a Tandy.
Yeah, we built. I built David's computer.
Yeah, he built my computer.
But unfortunately, that was 2 years ago. But it does have 32 gigs of RAM and a really awesome.
Jordan's machine is actually better than my machine.
Yeah.
But I got more RAM.
All right, you can have one more question.
Have y'all ever used Mac to animate or do any gameplay footage?
I think we're all PC players and animators and I don't want to turn this into that kind of, but yeah. Just PC. Let's just stick to PC. All right, over here.
What's your guys' tips for newbies trying to get in, like for creating rigs and animations and physics?
Read the documentation. I can't say it enough.
That's really...
It's taxing, but it allows you to know how the tools work. A lot of tutorials will show you how to go from start to finish, but the kind of issue with that is that that's one way, that's one person's perception how to make a rig for that specific character, and which doesn't actually really help you. It helps you in that one way, but doesn't really educate you in the sense of how to use these tools in multiple different circumstances. It doesn't matter if it's Blender, 3D Studio Max, Cinema 4D. You just need to acquire the knowledge. You have to sit down, read the book on how to and when to use these tools. Because these tools are joint systems, skinning systems, and things like that, deformers, were designed for specific uses. And you got to figure out when to use these tools and which one performs the best for whatever action you try to want to achieve. So,
well, let's just say,
it's not simple.
like I said, we have the panel tomorrow, 3 o'clock, and like I said, there's going to be a lot more detail into the actual animation process with a couple other animators also. So, okay? Thank you. All right, over here. Sorry, real quick. We're probably going to have time for about 2 or 3 more questions, okay? So right over here.
Okay, I have a question for Jordan. When everyone at Minecon goes to Islands of Adventure today, are you going to stomp around the park yelling at the cast for taking down Minecraft style?
I don't know if I'll do that. I mean, I've just, from a moral standpoint, like, I don't go out of my way to go to Universal Studios, I guess. But if everyone's going, I'm not going to be a party pooper, so.
All right. All right, over here.
All right, hello. What is your favorite Nintendo game?
I'll start. I'm going to be original and just say Super Mario Brothers. Like, really old. Yeah.
Battletoads.
I think it's a tie between Super Mario World or Metroid Prime.
Probably Super Smash.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, over here.
Hi, my name's Greg, and today's my birthday. And I was just wondering if Jordan, do you still have the Minecraft style video somewhere, like on a hard drive or anything? Still out there in the.
It still does exist. There is another there are several uploads of it on YouTube. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, guys, I've been informed that I've got time for one more question. So sorry, guys. We're going to go over here.
Okay, so what inspires you guys to create your stories and your animations?
That might be a little long. We're going to try real quick. What inspires you guys?
I just, from playing Minecraft and then seeing people doing these animations, I was like, oh, there's definitely room to sort of take this a step beyond. And because Minecraft doesn't really have any story given to you with the game, it leaves you just totally free to create all these different storylines that fit what you're actually doing in the game.
Great. Steven?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but
A lot of old cartoons. I like watching the old Looney Tunes and all that kind of stuff. 90s cartoons, I kind of grew up with them, and I look for inspiration a lot there. And this guy right here.
And David?
I was almost about the same answer as Steven is. I enjoyed a lot of Chuck Jones animation, a lot of classic animation, Looney Tunes. Started up from there, and then I've always kind of drawn, and so animation for me was the next step.
Great. All right, guys. Well, we're going to be signing autographs. Second floor down by, basically in the entrance where the stairs come up. I think it's on the info panel. First floor?
The floor where the exhibit
apparently we're
hall
on the
is.
first floor. So
One
give
floor
it a
down.
round for David, Steven, and Jordan.